And I would like to introduce our first speaker of the evening, someone who realizes that you can't start too young. She writes books entitled Yes You Can, books to help young people, children, really to see the potential to go for their dreams, to actually develop a positive attitude at a very, very young age. She loves her family, which is good, because there doesn't seem a lot of point in having one otherwise. She loves cooking, and she loves cooking for a family. Lucky family, say I. Lucky us that we have her here this evening. Would you please put your hands together and welcome to the front, Claire Carpenter.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're thinking. What does she know about being tough? She's tiny. She's got flowers in her hair. I've seen tougher looking 10-year-olds. The year was 2006. Good times for our country, but not for me. Newly divorced with 2 young children, a single mum, broke and broken-hearted. One day a friend lent me a book, Money for Nothing, it was called, and Your Property for Free. This book told me that even though I was broke, I could still buy a property. No need for a deposit. No need for a regular income. Buy a property, the book screamed at me, and secure the financial future of your children. I will, I thought, and if I can buy one property with no money, I can buy 2. And a plan began to form. I didn't jump right in, I weighed up the risks. The biggest risk to my plan was if the banks stopped lending money before property prices rose. But the banks would never stop lending money, would they? So I bought a property. And another, and another. I was on my 23rd property when the first rumblings of discontent were heard from America. Words and phrases that we'd never heard of began to filter through. Subprime, toxic asset, credit crunch. A few months later, Lehman Brothers, the 4th largest bank in America, collapsed spectacularly. Iceland, the country, declared itself on the verge of bankruptcy. Property prices plummeted, and banks around the world withdrew their lending facilities. A cold fear curled itself around my heart. It wasn't long before I was struggling to get a mortgage. I was taking money out of one property to pay the mortgage on another. I tried to sell my properties, but nobody was buying. My unpaid bills were mounting, and the creditors came after me. Every time my doorbell rang, my heart pounded with fear. I'd wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. I felt sick all the time. At this point, I went to see my financial advisor. Tell me what to do, I said. I have to fix this situation. You can't, he said. The banks won't lend. It's unfixable. Now, has anybody ever told you that you can't do something and it strengthens your resolve? It galvanizes you. You think, actually, I can do it and I will do it, if nothing else, just to prove you wrong. Have you felt that? Yeah, that wasn't me. I just cried and cried and cried. I couldn't afford the mortgage on my own home, never mind all the other properties that I bought. So I put the keys to my home in an envelope and I sent them back to the bank. The banks receive so many of these envelopes during tough times. They call it jingle mail. To recap, I'd lost my husband, my home, my income, all of my investments, and inevitably, my self-respect. But I still had much to be thankful for. 2 beautiful children who, despite everything, were happy and bursting with health. We're not out of the woods yet. David Cameron told us only last month there are more tough times to come. But if you put a smile on your face and maybe a flower or 2 in your hair, the tough ones can pull through.